Seahawks fans, I need your help. I'm closing in on 2,000 followers on IG. Just a little over 150 away from that milestone. Give me a follow at Tyler Jones Live for more Seahawks coverage as I'm posting content on my stories and also on my feed as well. Go check me out there. And I'm going to give you a little extra incentive to give me a follow. You see this last photo here, folks? For everybody that follows me and likes this photo, I will follow you back on IG. You help me out, I help you, and we all become family, and everybody feels great about ourselves, right? Give me a follow at Tyler Jones Live. Go like this photo. Certainly would appreciate it, and we'll get started with today's show. The first day of OTAs is in the books for your Seattle Seahawks. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. We are going to give you our takeaways from the first day of OTAs. Now, let me preface this by saying that the media was not allowed. We didn't hear from any coaches at the first day of OTAs, so we're going with just what we know of a very limited sample size. But nonetheless, we found some good stuff for you. Let's begin with the quarterback situation. We saw that Geno Smith and Sam Howell were each getting reps with the offense, and the Seahawks social media accounts were bragging about both guys slinging it out there. Here's Geno, and I got to say, I really like seeing Geno out there in the throwback uniform there at OTAs, and as you may notice, you'll see throughout today's show, a lot of different players wearing a variety of Seahawks uniforms at OTAs. Here's Sam Howell. He's going to wear the number 6. Can't wear the number 14 that he wore with the Washington Commanders, as that number obviously belongs to DK Metcalf. But both of them getting reps out there on the first day. And this isn't a competition. We've heard that Geno Smith is the guy. He is the number 1 quarterback unless something changes, right? An injury of sorts, whatever it may be. This is still Geno's team, and Sam Howell is expected to be the backup. But everything we've heard from Mike McDonald to the offensive staff to John Schneider, they are very high on Sam Howell. And we've heard John Schneider say that he believes that Sam Howell could potentially be the long-term answer at the quarterback position for Seattle with 2 years remaining on his current contract. So let's ask you, who is the better quarterback right now for your Seattle Seahawks? Is it Geno Smith or is it Sam Howell? Type GS for Geno Smith. Type SH for Sam Howell. Let us know in the comments section below. The Geno to DK connection lives on. Geno and DK. Oh, we love seeing them both out there. There was a video that the Seahawks posted. We obviously can't share that video of just a beautiful pass that Geno connected with DK Metcalf. Here's DK, as you can see, in full stride, looking great coming into OTAs. Another photo that we have for you. Look at those quads. My goodness. DK does not back down. He was ready to go right away when it came to OTAs. And, you know, we talked about this on the channel this week, that DK, believe it or not, is actually close to another contract. And we know that there's been these ridiculous trade rumors out there. DK's not going anywhere. And my expectation is that DK, his role in Ryan Grubb's offense in 2024, you're going to see his play elevate another step forward, as this is going to be an air raid system that is going to be QB friendly and should see everybody's numbers go up, from DK to JSN, Noah Fant and company, as a pass-happy offense, if you will. I have no reason to think that DK won't have the best season of his career should he stay healthy and play all 17 games. So great to see DK and Geno already linking up. DK coming in great shape there for OTAs. More to come here on Seahawks Today in a moment, but first, got a great deal we're offering Seahawks fans right now. A guy that we're about to talk about here in just a moment, Byron Murphy. His jerseys are on sale now. The Byron Murphy era is here in Seattle, and he's going to wear the number 91. So just add a 9 to that 1, and you can get his jersey, whether it's the home or the away uniform. Maybe it's a men's or women's uniform. Also got all sorts of different shapes and sizes for you as well. Go see for yourself. On sale now. Chatsports.com/Murphy is where you can get yours today. Might stumble upon some free shipping as well. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. That's chatsports.com/Murphy. Speaking of the man, the myth, the legend himself, Byron Murphy putting in the work here at OTAs, and a lot of excitement about Byron Murphy coming into Seattle. His role is still to be determined. We're trying to figure out exactly what the Seahawks plan to do with their front seven, as we've heard that Mike Macdonald is going to run a variety of 4-3 and 3-4 sets throughout the year this year. And obviously you have to compete for playing time with Jarran Reed and Draymond Jones and Jonathan Hankins and on. But nonetheless, Byron Murphy, we heard Mike Macdonald say a few weeks ago back at rookie minicamp that he wanted to see Byron Murphy cut some weight, that he wanted to see him get in better football shape. And, I'll say this, maybe he does need to cut some weight, whatever it may be, but it's not a lack of muscle, I can tell you that much. Look how huge that arm looks from Byron Murphy there. I mean, the guy is just, built out of a lab, it looks like, with him just taking down the bag the way that he did there. Byron Murphy, first-round pick out of the University of Texas, comes to Seattle with a terrific resume. The first-team All-Big 12 selection, the Big 12's Defensive Lineman of the Year this past season, the number 2 overall defensive tackle in college football by Pro Football Focus, and Mel Kiper Jr. had him as the number 1 defensive tackle, number 27 overall player on Kiper's big board. I think the expectation is that Byron Murphy should see the field immediately. I know it's going to be very competitive for playing time when it comes to that defensive line, but you better believe with Byron Murphy's ability as both a pass rusher and a run stopper that he fits exactly what the Seahawks are looking for. Comparably speaking to Jarran Reed, for example, Jarran Reed, very good at getting after the quarterback, but he struggled to stop the run, especially in the second half of last year. That's going to be an advantage for Byron Murphy to figure out his playing time situation, the fact that he's good in all assets and all varieties. If he can cut that weight like Mike Macdonald is looking for, getting more playing shape, if you will, then you better believe we'll see more of Byron Murphy here in 2024. Should he start week 1? And where does he start? Does he start on the outside? Does he start on the inside at nose tackle? What will the role be for Byron Murphy? Is it a week 1 starter? Let us know what you think. Y for yes, in for no, if Byron Murphy's going to start week 1 for your Seattle Seahawks. We are talking all things OTAs over the next week or so here on Seahawks Today. When we get updates, we'll pass them along to you here on the channel. The best Seahawks coverage you won't find anywhere else is right here on Seahawks Today each and every day with our daily news and rumors. We got our live show coming up on Wednesday that we always do each and every week. Stay tuned to the channel. Plenty more to come over the next few days. Lock us in. Subscribe now for free. We'll keep you posted what's going on. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. I'll say this. One thing about the OTAs this period is this is voluntary, right? We're not at mandatory minicamp yet. You don't have to be present at these OTAs. And everything that we've seen, all signs point to that there is a good veteran presence at these workouts, which is great for a first-year head coach in Mike Macdonald, that you got guys already buying in right away. Tyler Lockett in attendance. Very good to see. Was not worried about Tyler Lockett being there. We know that he's a fantastic leader. Julian Love, his second year in Seattle, coming off that Pro Bowl appearance. He was also there. You can see making plays at OTAs. And then Devon Witherspoon. Remember at this time a year ago, we were talking about the holdout, that they couldn't get the contract situation figured out with him, and he didn't end up showing up in Seattle till a couple days into training camp and all that. Well, he looks excited to be there, so good to see. And speaking of that veteran presence of what Mike Macdonald's getting, I don't know how many people realize this, but when you look at this Seahawks team on offense, defense, and special teams, Seattle is bringing back 19 starters to this roster in 2024. Despite everything that went on this offseason of losing players like Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks, among others here, you still bring back a good core of talent that's been there, that's done that is going to set the tone, if you will, for this Seahawks team and lead by example for these young players coming up. So to me, I think that's big for Mike Macdonald to have that established core already there that know how this operates and are already buying in by showing up to these voluntary workouts like this. Who's going to be a breakout player for the Seahawks this season? I want to know. Chime in the comments section. Give me a player that comes to mind that is going to have a breakout period here over the offseason in these workouts. Is it a guy like Byron Murphy? Is it somebody else out there? Weigh in the comment section. Give me a name. Last one. The new defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, known as AD. That's what he says to call him, AD. So we'll respect that. We'll call him AD. Actively involved in coaching up the defense from what we've seen visually in this first day. And there was questions about, all right, if Mike Macdonald's calling the defense, how much of the defense is AD involved with if he's not the signal caller, if you will, if it's being run by Mike Macdonald? How valuable is AD in this role? But as you can see, AD getting involved, coaching some guys out there right away, also doing some one-on-one work there with Uchenna and Nwosu, another veteran that was out there as well. So AD, I'm very intrigued to see what this guy brings to the table for the Seattle Seahawks. Coming over from the Dallas Cowboys, where he was the defensive line coach there from 2021 to 2023. Comes from that Dan Quinn coaching tree. And did I mention that he's from the UK as well? A European on the Seahawks coaching staff. So a little different perspective there from AD. So certainly excited to see what he's going to do with the Seattle Seahawks, coaching up that defense and already getting involved early. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Give me a follow on the IG at Tyler Jones Live, and we will see you next time for continuing coverage of Seahawks OTAs.